Hi, I'm Vicki Westling here with City Speaks. City Speaks is a show that's brought to you by Mayor Wilfred Rosas for the residents of the city of Dunkirk. And we're here today with Mayor Rosas. And Mayor, there is a lot going on in our city, so we're going to get right to it. The breaking news, we have COVID here in our area. Tell me about what's going on.
Well, obviously, you know, there was an outbreak of positive tests here in the city of Dunkirk. The good news is that we have to thank our Governor Cuomo. 8 different sites and locations were picked in Western New York by the governor and his team to provide COVID-19 testing. And these tests will be provided free. So Dunkirk has been chosen as one of the sites. The city of Buffalo has 3 different locations in the city of Buffalo that were chosen. West Seneca has one, Williamsville has one, and Lockport has one. So we're very fortunate to be chosen as one of the 8 sites in Western New York. Obviously, there's been a spike in Western New York, so the city of Dunkirk is not the only community where the numbers have gone up. We are one of the communities in Western New York, so we were chosen as a site to provide testing, free testing for our community. And I encourage all the community members to come out and get tested. The testing will be done at the Firemen's Training Grounds on Brigham Road, and it's from 9 to 6 starting tomorrow, Saturday, and it'll go until Wednesday. So 9 to 6, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Okay, and that's Saturday the 29th through Wednesday the 2nd.
Yes.
And that's at Brigham Road. And so now people can go. There's no cost. It's free. They don't have to have insurance.
Right. They don't have to have any insurance. It's a free test. They do want you to call in for an appointment.
Okay.
And the number, I believe, is 833. What is it?
833
697 8764.
Okay.
So it's 833 697 8764.
Right.
That's the number to call for an appointment. And again, I encourage everyone to please make the call and get tested.
Okay. So, and right now, so the people can do that free, and they need to go have it done, because this COVID thing is really here. You know, it isn't going away very soon.
No. Again, until there's a vaccination, we're going to have to follow the restrictions and the guidelines. Social distancing has never been more important. Wearing a mask, washing your hands continuously, these are the things that have to happen. Hand sanitizer has to be used and provided by the local businesses. So if people are going to be out, they should be wearing a mask. You know, that's going to be the new norm until there's a vaccination. Well,
and I know that we have our college kids coming back. We have, you know, Jamestown Community College, but we also have SUNY Fredonia. And you've worked with the SUNY Fredonia as well as our Mayor Essex from Fredonia. Tell me a little bit about what's going on there.
Well, Jeff Woodard is the Director of Communications at Fredonia State College, and he's reached out to us, letting us know, obviously, that the students will be back in town. And I met with the mayor. Mayor Essex and I enjoy a good, respectful relationship. We work well together, and basically, we came up with a statement for the, for it to go public, for the students to understand that. These guidelines need to be adhered to. We don't want them hosting any parties. These are things that are going to help spread the virus. So we want to prevent the spread of the virus, and we want the students to understand that.
Right. And of course, we always welcome them into our area, but certainly we must protect them as well as the others.
Absolutely. The students are always welcome to come into our area. That's one of the things that Mayor Essex and I were excited about as we were talking, is that with the students coming back into town, you're going to see a little more activity with more people being out, and that's why we wanted to put out the statement.
Right. So social distancing is important. Masks are important. We're social distancing. Because of COVID, we've had just, a lot of things have stopped. But September is here, and we're accustomed to having things happen in September. We have Labor Day coming up. We have 9/11.
Well, first of all, with Labor Day, we have events that we run right through the summer and into Labor Day. In fact, Labor Day weekend is one of our busiest for our special events. Unfortunately, this year, most of those things have been canceled. But I would like to send a message to all of the city workers, and that's that we appreciate all the work, time, and effort that they put in, with the COVID-19 situation. I want to commend all of our workers, all of the essential workers and the non-essential workers. We've all worked together to deal with this situation, and it hasn't been easy. So I want to commend all of our workers, and especially those in the front line. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes just to maintain the services that we provide, and I'm very proud of the work that they've done.
Right. And now 9/11, we have 9/11 coming up. What's going on there? Normally we're at the fire hall.
Yeah, we normally have an event at the fire hall for 9/11. It's a ceremonial thing that we do every year. And this year, the chief and I have decided that due to the COVID-19, we're going to be postponing it. We may do something on a smaller virtual level. But 9/11 is very important to me personally. I mean, I was one of the first responders that actually went to Ground Zero and worked it. And I saw firsthand some of the things that were happening out there in New York City. So, I appreciate the city having this ceremony every year, and I always look forward to it. I'll attend it even after I'm not mayor any longer. I think that it's important for all of us to remember all the sacrifices that were made during 9/11.
Now, what have you seen change since you were there, certainly, and today? Have you seen a change in the community and the way people respond to that? Do you think that they've forgotten?
Well, I think some of the younger folks that weren't around when that happened probably may not remember it as well as some of those that were. But I think some of the changes that happened is that the different communities learned to work together. I remember going to 9/11, and there were police officers and fighter companies there being represented from all over the nation and all over the world. We had officers that were sent there from Canada, so we had partners that we were working with from other communities that we had never met before, and we were working as partners. So we learned a lot there, and I think that changed the way that we all work.
Right.
And then one of the other things is that the restrictions changed. I mean, before 9/11, you pretty much didn't need to bring so much identification to board a plane. So that's all changed as well. There's now more restrictions and because of 9/11.
Right. And so now, we talk about things that have gone on with our people, of course, and as the police officers. We are fortunate. We have a fantastic police chief and police department, and usually we do a night out.
Yes, we normally do a national night out. Unfortunately, we did have to cancel that for this year. Again, the COVID-19, it's hard to enforce social distancing and to control it. So it's been canceled, but that's a very important event. It's one of the only events throughout the year that we have which provides our community the opportunity to interact with our police department, in a non-traditional way where they can, again, get to know each other better and develop good relations. So, hopefully next year we're going to make up for it. But our police department, again, like all other police departments, we have good professional police officers, and in dealing with some of the racial issues that are going on all over the country, I think that some type of reform is going to be needed. I expect to be meeting next month. I've already spoken to the chief and our Public Safety Committee Chair, Councilman Stoyle, to let them know that we will be conducting meetings with members of the community that I have personally chosen to be a part of this committee, to look at some of the issues that they seem to be interested in changing.
Okay.
And I think that dialogue should happen. I expect it to be, received and welcomed by our chief and our police department. Again, I think that we have a very professional police department, and I say it as a retired police officer. What I see so far is that the community is very receptive to our police department and working with them. And if there are issues, I'd like for them to bring it up so that we can deal with those accordingly.
Right, and we're fortunate not to be dealing with some of the issues that are going on through the rest of the country.
Right. There are issues that are going on in the rest of the country and other communities across the state that we don't deal with at that extreme level. I think to a certain extent we may have some issues here in our department that we have to tweak, but I think overall our department is a very professional department, and if we need to provide more training as far as cultural diversity and things of that nature, then I'm all for that.
Right. Well, that's great. Let's talk about some other things that are going on. Have you started the budget?
Yes, we have. This year we started a little earlier. We've been meeting regularly with the fiscal affairs officer and our city treasurer. And this year we've been asking, our department heads to, let us know where they believe we can make cuts. Obviously, we have a situation where we expect to be in the red at the end of this year, and next year isn't looking much better. So we have to be looking at making cuts and not just raising taxes. So we are working on the budget now. There's some changes that I'm looking to make, changes in service delivery, changes in the type of services that we're going to be hoping to deliver, and changes in titles and personnel as far as work titles go.
Okay, and so now we've had some other things that we've been working on for a while, our wastewater treatment plant, our water treatment plant. Where do we stand with all those projects that are happening there?
Well, that's a good question. We are at the water treatment plant. We are in our final phase of a consent order project, which that project alone is over $23 million by the time it's done. So it's a very important project. And again, we're in the final phase. We hope to be complete with that final phase by the end of this year. Again, that was the target date. It may be delayed because of the COVID, but so far I'm being told that we should be on target to complete it at the end of this year. And again, this project started well over 5 years ago. So we're kind of excited to finally get the final phase completed.
And what about at our water treatment plant?
At our wastewater treatment plant, that project is continuing. We are not near being done there. We still have some different phases that we have to complete there. We do have an engineer there that is working very closely with our staff, and things are moving forward there. We have upgraded a lot of different pieces of equipment there that are helping the plant to run more smoothly, and that's going to help us to bring in more industry. Okay.
Now, we've had some discussion recently about the playground at Wright Park. Where is that going to be located? What is happening there? It's no longer going to be between Ocelot and Serval, is that correct?
That is correct. We are going to be moving the playground back to where it was, which is inside the park. I believe the site is going to be between the skate park and the splash pad, somewhere in that area. But that project, it will be moving forward. We expect that to be completed so it could be used by next summer.
Okay. Now, one other question before we end. Our council meetings. We're still doing council meetings where the public is not involved, the public is not there. Are you looking at, where do we go? How long will this continue? Do you believe we're going to be opening the council meetings back up to the public?
Well, yes, I think that we are going to be opening up at some point. The final decision on that obviously is up to the council. But some municipalities are already having meetings at their sites, they're social distancing, they're wearing masks, they're following the guidelines. And we are fortunate that we have a meeting site in our council chambers that is large enough to bring in probably 30 people or more and social distance them, and as long as they're wearing their masks, we should be fine. So I would expect that sometime in the near future, they're going to open up the meetings again.
Okay, because I've had a few questions, and people just want to know. Is there anything else? Do you have an update on Lakefront Boulevard, or is that something that you want to wait and talk about later?
Well, Lakefront Boulevard, again, we're working with FEMA. We have some positive news to report as of today, that the scope of work that we originally provided to them from the Army Corps of Engineers report, as well as our independent engineers that we hired, initially that scope of work was changed by FEMA engineers. So we did not accept that. We went back to them and asked them to reconsider it, and they have reconsidered, and they've given us notice now this past week that they are going to agree to our scope of work that we had provided to them. So now we're waiting for the final approval from FEMA so we can start work. Our contractor is ready and willing to start immediately, and the engineers are already on it. So we're just waiting for that word. We expect to hear from them, if not today, by the middle of next week.
So once the work begins, how long do we anticipate it taking to complete?
I'm being told it could take a month, maybe longer if they run into any obstacles there. But I'm being told about a month is the time that they would need. Okay. And again, it could go a little longer if there's other obstacles that they are unaware of.
Because we're bumping up against almost a full year. I think that happened October 31st. So
that's correct.
So we're getting close there. Mayor, is there anything else, any other good news you want to share? Anything else that's going on that you think that's important? What about the dog park?
Well, the dog park, again, is being used. I'm being told that people are using it. So that is moving forward. We have other amenities that we're going to be adding to it too. So that's a good thing. And the dog shelter is coming along very well. We hope to be housing dogs there very soon now.
Okay, very good. Well, Mayor, thank you so much for coming. We appreciate having you on City Speaks. I know you're busy, so you only get to come every 3 or 4 weeks, but thank you so much. And thank all of you for watching City Speaks. You can watch City Speaks daily on Spectrum 1301 in Dunkirk. Watch it at your leisure by going to DunkirkAccess.com. Watch it on YouTube. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you like. Send an email to cityspeaks@cityofdunkirk.com. Send a snail mail to City Speaks, 342 Central Avenue, Dunkirk 14048. This show's for you, so thank you, and have a great day.